Hi, this is Phil Hinton and welcome back to the Raphael Theatre and our discussion with Andrew Poulain from THX. During our main interview, I wanted to ask Andrew some technical questions relating to watching scope on a constant image height system in the home. This is a system where you use a 235:1 screen and a projector with a zoom or lens added. When we interviewed Andrew in a previous podcast, we asked him about the use of a constant image height projection system in the home, and this caused some confusion with some members. So, seeing as we were in a THX cinema, I asked Andrew what THX would specify for the home theatre where a scope or constant image height system is used with regards to seating distance, viewing angles, and the fact that scope should ultimately be wider at the same height as a flat or 185:1 image.
We actually start from a viewing angle standpoint, and we're looking at the 239:1, or in the film world, it's the scope aspect ratio. And we want a fixed image height and a viewing angle from the back of the room that's about 36 degrees. From the middle of the room, it winds up being about a 50-degree viewing angle. The idea between the scope picture is a wider, more immersive experience than the flat aspect ratio. Filmmakers can choose which aspect ratio they want, but we want to preserve that intent for the really wide and really immersive and engaging picture that you get with the scope aspect ratio.
So I guess the only way that you can achieve that is by having a viewing angle of about 50 degrees in the centre of the theatre.
Yeah, it's about 50 degrees from the geometric center of the seating area. And actually, interesting, I mean, if you look at through all of our technical specifications, where they start in the studio, going to the cinema, and eventually to the home, it corresponds to about a 45-degree monitoring angle for the left and right loudspeakers. You get this nice, wide, immersive picture for your scope. And then when you go to your flat image area, you actually have about a 40-degree viewing angle, which is, interestingly enough, when we talk about HD picture content, that's about the viewing angle that we recommend to consumers.
And that 40-degree angle now, is that for a 16:9 display or is that for a scope display?
Well, that would be for a 16:9 direct view display, but if someone had a home projection system, that would be for the 16:9 image. But if they were going to a 235, which is a typical aspect ratio for scope when it gets to video, is they can have some adapter, either by zooming the lens or an anamorphic adapter to give that wider experience. So it correlates to that studio and theatrical experience.
So if our members are looking at designing their own home theatre with a projection system and a scope screen, is the sweet spot this 50 degrees?
It's pretty darn close to it. I mean, the sweet spot is maybe a better description would be is an ideal location that you really guarantee that direct interchangeability, that direct translation from one environment to the next.
And how do you feel about the way that the home theatre market's moving now with these anamorphic lenses? And we have some manufacturers such as Panasonic who have added this automatic zoom system so you can change between the two. Do you see advantages in that technology coming to the home?
Yeah, I do actually, because I think it goes back down to the experience, that the consumer is going to get an experience that correlates with theatrical experience. And I think the other important aspect is that the systems are much more advanced than they used to be in the past, so they can correct for changes in light level as you increase the image sizes, and how to address the quality of the lenses so you don't get artifacts from the anamorphic lens being put in front of the primary lens.